In this video, we're going to explore class notebooks in OneNote. This will allow us to access teacher-created content and information for our classes, as well as do things like class notebooks where we take notes on a class, even audio recordings. First thing we do is we log into Office 365 by clicking on our user ID, putting in our password. Once we're in here, we can either use our Waffle Apps area over here and go to OneNote Online, or we can simply click on OneNote Online right here. This will take us into the OneNote Online area, and what we'll see is a list of all the different classes, class notebooks that have been set up for us. If you take a look, you'll notice that we've got an administration class, we have a Word Prep 5, Prep 5 Outlook, Outlook Prep 5, and PowerPoint Prep 5. Now, what we'll do is we would simply open up our notebook. This will load the OneNote Online area. And what you'll see, just move this over a little bit, you can see that these windows can be moved over. What you'll see is, first of all, the welcome area. The welcome area on the left side, these are what are called sections. For example, welcome is a section, collaboration space. Each of these areas, like collaboration space, content library, and in this case, Maria Fernandez Salazar Cruz, they contain things that are called sections. Now, each section contains areas called pages. For example, if we look at the welcome section up here, what you'll notice is that underneath this section are a number of different pages. Each of these pages holds a certain amount of information that we can use. Your information that you have on a particular section can be organized into these pages. An area, of course, is an organization of sections. If I wanted to, for example, look at my teacher training for OneNote or my student training, I would click on that particular page within the section. And then you'll notice here that this is where the actual information lives. So, for example, in this particular page, what I've got is I've got some text. I've also got some links. This happens to link to a particular website. This link here, if I click on it, what it'll do is it'll bring up a little presentation for me that will kind of explain to me how the OneNote actually works. These videos are actually quite good. I would suggest going through them and sort of finding out all the information you can about this particular program. Okay? We're not going to worry about this right now. But basically, these pages have lots of different information. They'll show you how to kind of set up your OneNote and so on. Now, the thing that we really want to look at here are two areas. The content library, right here, and your name area, which has a number of sections, right here. Now, the content library is going to contain information that will be directly related to the class that you're taking. From time to time, what will happen is the teacher will place information into the content library for you in like a library. As you progress through your class, there'll be different pages that will be added for different sections that you're learning. So when you go into the content library, what you'll see are a number of different sections. Now, in this case, there's only using the content library and then the one page underneath there. But as your school year progresses, what the teacher will be doing is placing different pages and sections into this content library. You don't have the ability to change anything in the content library, only the teacher does. But you do have the ability to do things like copy the information from his area to your area. For example, I could copy this page and I could put it into my class notes if I wanted to. Okay. I can also do things like paste links that I think are useful. If I go up to my welcome section here, for example, I may want to have this available to me. So I'll copy a link. I then go Control-C, close this, and then in my class notes, I might create a note called Important Information and then paste it in there. When I click on this, what will happen is it will take me to that OneNote Basic video. Now each of these sections that you have underneath your name are sections that you can add things to. You can place information into these, you can paste things in, you can type text in, you can insert files. There's a variety of different things. Let's take an example here of class notes. Now I've already gone ahead and created a class notes important information page, but let's say that I wanted to create a page for the notes that I'm going to take for this particular class. So I might label this in some way. For example, I might call this November 18, 2015. Okay. If I can give it any name I want, I can change it afterwards. I may not want to bother with the date because the date is automatically placed in there, and so on. I can put in here text. Or I can choose to insert a number of different things. I can insert symbols. I can record audio. I can link to websites. I can insert file attachments like Word documents, PowerPoint documents. I can insert tables. I can insert pictures online, any of these things. Now let's say, for example, that I wanted to insert a picture. All I would do is I would do a search for a picture. Okay. And then I would just simply select the picture that I wanted to use. Click Insert. And what it will do is it'll insert it for me. Okay. Now I can choose to make this larger or smaller. And do a variety of different things like that. Now, the point is that you have, within your sections, you have these pages. And as long as you're creating these underneath your name, you'll be able to add as many pages as you want and keep things kind of organized according to your class. Handouts that you receive, you can create pages for those handouts. Quizzes that you work on can be automatically pasted into here as the teacher makes them available to you in your content area. Homework you can take out of the content library as well as the teacher assigns it and place it in here. Class notes that you can keep while in class, or you can record in here. And then, of course, study notes. Now, this gives you a very basic overview of using the system. I would suggest that you take a look at the videos that are in your welcome area. There's a lot of really good videos, especially in the OneNote for Students training area. Some of the student scenarios have some really good articles that will help you to really know how to use the power of the system and just experiment a little